Hello and welcome back to the breadboarding tutorial video series. In the previous video, we discussed how the breadboard works, and in this video we're going to be discussing how to properly use wire cutters and wire strippers. So, before we begin, wire cutters and wire strippers are fundamental tools in prototyping. Without them, you wouldn't be able to cut your wires to the correct sizes, nor would you be able to strip back the outer plastic sheeting of your wire to be able to expose the metal to make your connections. It should go without saying, you shouldn't try to use these tools for their non-intended purposes. You should not try to strip wires using the wire cutters, and you should not try to cut them using the wire strippers. You should also not try and cut anything else using the wire cutters or strippers, as you'll only dull the blade. So, now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's get into the video. What we have here are a pair of wire cutters. As the name suggests, these are used to cut your wires to the correct sizes. So what I have next to me here, I have some wire that we're going to be using in the rest of these videos. The important thing to know when you're trying to size your wires up, you want to measure which pins that you want to put the wire between, and then add probably about 15 millimeters extra, so that way you can strip the wires back so that they can actually go into your board. So if I wanted to create a connection between column 1 and column 14, I'll size it up, holding my finger at column 1 and another finger at column 14, and then I'm going to add about 12 to 14 millimeters on, so realistically I am going to be holding about column 1 and column 20. Just to be on the safe side, I'll give myself that little bit extra, we'll go to 21. So, once I have the correct size of wire I want, I'm going to take the wire strippers, or the cutters I should say, and we're just going to clamp, and there's our wire. Now that we have our wire cut to size, we'll take our wire strippers, and as you can see on this side we have a gauge that goes in inches, and on the other side a gauge that goes in millimeters. This little red box in here, this changes exactly how deep or how shallow, I should say, your wire stripping will go. So if a good rule of thumb is to take your breadboard and measure it up on the back just to see exactly how deep you need your stripping to go. As you can see, this seems like a pretty good depth that I've got it set to at 8 millimeters, and usually for most breadboards you should be between 6 and 9. So you take your wire, you firmly press it against the red box, and then you just pull back and strip. So as you can see, we have some exposed wire here. This would be the part that will go into your board as so. As you can see, that's quite a snug fit on the board there. You can see there's very little, in fact I don't think there's any exposed metal wire coming out of the board, which is very good. Any exposed wire can actually lead to short circuits, so the less of it you have, the better. So we flip our wire over, and onto the other side we do the exact same thing once again. As you can see, sometimes what will happen is the sheeting will slip, but just because this has happened a few times before, here's one I made earlier. So as you can see, both sides can just quite easily just fit into the board. So you can see there's a small bit of wire exposed on this side, which isn't a big deal, but it's enough to just kind of be wary of. I believe that's covering everything that we wanted to cover about the wire cutters and wire strippers. So, in the next video, we're going to be discussing how to use a multimeter, and that will be used to record voltages and resistances within your circuit. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.